Since Valentine's Day is coming up, so many of you have requested a seductive, sexy, kinky fragrance video. So here it is. I'll be sharing with you some of the most seductive fragrances in my perfume collection. That being said, most of these fragrances are unisex. There's only two that one is more masculine leaning, and I do buy fragrances for guys because I give them to my husband and sometimes I wear them too. And then one is more feminine leaning. But for the most part, these fragrances can be shared and loved by all. Let's get straight into it. Okay, I'm gonna start with a heavy hitter. This one can be shared by guys and by girls. It is Ood Satin Mood. If you haven't tried this fragrance already, it is such a strong, intoxicating oud rose scent that really does blow my mind when it comes to how sexy and seductive it is. It has a little bit of a powdery feeling as well, kind of a lipstick cosmetic effect. I believe there is some violet in here, which gives that impression. That being said, this isn't feminine at all, guys. So if you want to wear it as well and, you know, be on your A game for date night this Valentine's Day, this is a fabulous perfume to reach out for. Think of it this way, this perfume in my mind makes me think of deep red stained lips, a lace corset, and I don't know, patent high heels. Like, you know those really high Christian Louboutin heels that kind of look like stripper heels, but they're not really because they're a little bit more elegant. This is sort of the vibe that I get with this perfume. I mean, you kind of get it. This is ultra seductive and fabulous for date night. Next, we have a newer release from Kayali. It is called Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. And this fragrance delivers. It has been all over my TikTok and Instagram, and for good reason. This perfume to me is so extra. It is so high maintenance, and I'm all up for it. It smells like a crème brûlée on steroids. Imagine you are at a restaurant, you've ordered crème brûlée for dessert, it arrives, it is fresh vanilla creamy goodness, and then the waiter lights it up with this like torch thing, and then you get the smell of bubbling sugar, this like really burnt caramel smell. It is so intoxicating, so addictive, but it doesn't stop there. Then on top of that, you add some rum. So this is a boozy, spicy vanilla that is so addictive. Yeah, this is really good. And I find that out of all of the Kayali offerings, this one smells the most luxurious and probably the most niche-like. Because I feel like with Kayali fragrances, it is kind of a next step, I would say, to designers. So it's like entering into niche, but it's not niche that is too difficult to understand. This to me feels a step further. It's very luxurious, really complex, and super addictive. Can be worn by guys, by girls, and I feel like this would be great for layering as well. Next up, we have a fragrance for the gentleman because it is super masculine. I cannot pull it off as a woman. It is Désir Toxique by Micallef. This fragrance is like a narcotic scent. It should be forbidden, prohibited. It is so kinky and so sexy. So what does this perfume smell like, you may ask? Well, to me, imagine this, okay. Picture you are at the Barbers and you can smell the scent of really frothy, foaming cream. So that aromatic touch, this cleanliness, powderiness as well. But then maybe someone at the Barbers is smoking a little joint. Because there's a bit of a marijuana smell in this as well. So the Barbers with a little bit of weed in the background, that is what this perfume is about. There's a bit of sweetness as well coming from tonka bean, and that will come out especially in the dry down, making this perfume truly addictive. A pop of fruit with black currant. I don't know what it is about this perfume. I just want to smell it more and more and more. Like I can't get enough of it. It's so good. And yeah, this one is for sure one that I would recommend wearing on a date, after hours, you know, it's that kind of a scent. Yeah. Maison Micallef, Désir Toxique. Now, if you love white florals, guys, girls, you need to get your nose on Golden Gardenia by Joe Loves. It is a really sensual white floral fragrance. There's nothing innocent about this perfume. It is so sexy and confidence in a bottle. I sprayed it earlier and oh my gosh, does this smell amazing. I'm gonna spray just a little bit more because I can't get enough of it. Think about fleshy white florals that in French you would say enivre l'essence. Like really, it's so intoxicating. You'll get drunk on white florals when you smell the scent. That's how I feel anyways when I do. And there's also some resins. There's elemi. To me, I get a bit of an incense note in this fragrance as well. There's some spices with cardamom. And in the dry down, I get a bit of a waxy feeling, like almost as if, you know, you had burnt a candle, blown it out, and then you can smell kind of like the warm wax. That is what I get. So it's quite peculiar, but it smells a little bit like warm skin. Imagine you are laying in the sun all day and that like warmth of the skin. This is what it smells like, and mixed with florals, like white florals. Really good. The longevity is fantastic, and it has a beautiful sillage as well. Highly recommend it if you like white florals. Now I had to throw in a rose fragrance since this is a Valentine's Day themed video. We have Hibiscus Mahatchad from Maison Crivelli. Now I have a funny story to share with you. I did talk about it in another video, but for those who haven't seen it, I'm gonna tell you again because this is so funny. So I met one of my subscribers when I was at Scent Explorer in New York, and he wore this perfume out one night, and he went to a strip club, and he told me that the stripper licked it off of his chest. That is how good this fragrance was. So, you know, it really does grab attention, and it is certainly a head-turning perfume. Now, whenever I wear this fragrance, I do get compliments on it. People ask me what I'm wearing, and it's one that has a fabulous, fabulous projection. So this perfume to me is a sweet, jammy rose. Imagine rose petals that are macerated in liquid vanilla sugar. And then on top of that, you have a leathery note in the background. So it's super strong, really potent, and not for the faint of hearted, that is for sure. If you want all the attention to be on you, then go for Hibiscus Mahatchad. Next, we have a leather fragrance, and a fruity leather that is. It is called Leather Rouge from Miller Harris. Now there are a lot of fruity leathers on the market. Of course, you can think about Tuscan leather from Tom Ford, or Black Saffron from Byredo, or even Milano from Fragrance du Bois. But as far as the price goes versus the quality, I find that in terms of price, this one is the best. This is a 100 ml bottle, and it's more affordable than the 50 ml of Tom Ford, which I think is great. I feel like Tom Ford keep on jacking up their prices like crazy. But anyways, Leather Rouge, you're gonna get your quite typical fruity leather scent, that berry fruit associated with the roughness of leather, which I find is such a killer combo. Like you get that like sexy, dangerous vibe from this fragrance, but then it's softened with the fruit, which is just really good. It lasts all day on the skin as well. And yeah, I think this is a really good alternative if you're looking for a more affordable type of leather. That being said, this isn't at a designer price at all, but when you look at niche in general, this is on the more affordable side. Okay, I had to include a fabulous tobacco fragrance because I find that tobacco, when it is done sweet, it is so sexy. I just can't get enough of it. We have Mystery Tobacco from Gardenia Herrera. This is part of the Confidential series, so the upper scale line of Gardenia Herrera, which is really good, by the way. But Mystery Tobacco is a fabulous, fabulous tobacco scent. Now, it's not for the faint of hearted because this one will smack you in the face. It is so strong. Like, truly, this is the lion of tobacco fragrances. And then if you compare it with Herrera is like the kitty, you know? This is what I mean. Like, this perfume is a thick, rich, syrupy tobacco. I think there's patchouli in here, which adds a chocolatey facet, like a deep, rich, dark chocolate facet with a sticky, gooey tobacco note. It's sweet, yes, but it's not a sickening type of sweetness. It is really, really nice. And it also lasts all day, has a fabulous projection. So if you are into tobacco fragrances, I invite you to try this one out. And finally, we have Bulgari Man in Black. This perfume to me smells like a sexy pirate. You got the booze, you got the spices, you have the woods. I mean, like, what more can you ask for? There's also tobacco in here. To me, this would be the scent of Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, this is so good. So good. boozy, spicy, woody. Like, I picture a ship, like the Black Pearl. Imagine Captain Jack Sparrow on Black Pearl. This is what this perfume makes me think of. I love it. There is an element that is quite elegant actually about this perfume compared to all the other ones that are quite in your face that I talked about today. This one is a little bit more on the quieter side and more elegant. The longevity, I will say, isn't the best and isn't the most groundbreaking in the world. You have to overspray with this perfume, but honestly, this is so good. It's more of a intimate type of scent, so if you're not into super strong fragrances, I recommend you try this one. Really lovely, especially for the autumn and winter time. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found some new useful recommendations for you. Let me know in the comments, what are your favorite date night fragrances? I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!